May Allah heal you from whatever pain you are suffering from. May Allah heal you from whatever pain you are suffering from.
Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wassalatu wassalamu ala khatamin nabiyyin amma ba'd fa'a'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim bismillahir rahmanir rahim as-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Rasulallah
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله
wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Habiballah
وعلى آلك وصحابك يا حبيب الله
as-salatu wassalamu alayka ya Nabiyallah
الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله
wa ala alika wa ashabika ya Nurallah.
وعلى آلك وصحابك يا نور الله.
Welcome back, viewers of Madani Channel, to Spiritual Cures only on Madani Channel. I just welcome the Muballigh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام.
How are you, Adil bhai? You okay?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.
Jazakallah for coming today. Just mention one of the blessings of reciting Durood and Salam on the best of creation, sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, and then inshallah we will move forward with to our calls and messages, etc. The noblest Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam has said, to a person performing salah followed by the glorification of Allah Azza wa Jalla and the recitation of salah, make dua a supplication, it will be answered. Ask for it, it will be granted. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam salatan wa salaman alayka ya Rasulallah. You ready, Adil bhai?
Alhamdulillah sir. Labbaik.
Ji. Okay, one of the questions I've got here in front of me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
وعليكم
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In certain seasons of the year, we tend to worry about poisonous animals that can cause harm to us. For example, snakes, scorpions, etc. It's not something that we more or less need to worry about, but
in
still,
Pakistan
okay,
also.
etc. Can you please give us a spiritual cure to protect us from this? But saying that we can have insect bites and etc., which do, even like a bee sting, for example, even though it's winter now and they're probably hibernating, so we won't see them at the moment. But this is in general. So if you can have something for this, inshallah, Adil bhai.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة
Alaikum
الله.
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have a question. My sight is very weak. Can you please give me some remedy for this so that my sight becomes better? And if possible, even one of the numbers of my vision can be improved as well. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can you please give me a spiritual cure in regards to domestic dispute and how we can change the environment in the home so it becomes of love and respect?
Labbaik inshallah.
Jidil, let us know when you're ready.
Labbaik inshallah. I mentioned the first one, obviously animal bites or any insects bites. May Allah protect every single Muslim in this world from any type of harmful animals. I'll give the inshallah spiritual cure. Hopefully with that inshallah every single person will be protected with that inshallah. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. Recite this dua 3 times in the morning and evening, and you will be protected from any harmful creatures. Inshallah. Reference is in Shajra Sharif, Amir Ahl Sunnah, Alhamdulillah, mentioned in this dua. So any person who recited this dua 3 times in the morning and 3 times in the evening, they will be protected from any type of harmful animals, inshallah.
I was just going to mention that, alhamdulillah, this is mentioned in the Shajra.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Inshallah.
Ji. Regarding eyesight is weakness. May Allah Ta'ala give you cure from eyesight. If any person have a problem with the eyesight, the Allah Ta'ala give you cure. There are 4 things that can strengthen your eyes. Number 1, sitting towards Qibla. Number 2, putting surma in your eyes before sleeping. Number 3, looking at greenery. Number 4, keeping your clothes clean and purified. These 4 things, if we do regularly, inshallah, with these, our eyesight, if we have a weakness, if we have any type of issues with our eyesight, inshallah, if we keep doing these 4 things, we will be get a cure from the eyesight weakness, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Can you please do my istikhara, please? My name is Faisal. Inshallah, we'll do your istikhara, inshallah. And if you hold on, inshallah, in a while we'll give you the reply for the istikhara as well, and any relevant spiritual cure as well.
Inshallah. If you want to mention remedy, Isab, regarding eyesight.
The home remedy, ji? Okay, subhanallah. Tasty mixture remedy for eyes. So subhanallah. So something which is tasty and also it's a remedy for eyes as well. So it mentions to take, these are the ingredients that you'd require. Saunf, which is aniseed. Mishri, which is rock sugar, or kali mishri we even call it, even though it's white. I don't know why it's called kali mishri, white. Even though it's white, maybe it's like crystal sugar, you can say. And then Irani badam, it says, Irani almonds. So I don't know whether these almonds need to come from Iran or you can use general almonds. I think you could probably use just general almonds. I didn't know that there were almonds that existed. Maybe the almonds do come from Iran. I don't know. Wallahu alam. Okay, so anyway, these are the ingredients that you need. So saunf, aniseed, rock sugar, and almonds. And the method is that take the same amount of weight of each ingredient and grind and mix them. Now you can either use the classical Langrian and
better,
which is better, or if you want to save time, you can use the grinder mixer thing. Okay, so it says take equivalent amount of the ingredients of each item and grind them and then mix them. Then it says take 1 spoon on an empty stomach daily and eat without water. This should be done consecutively, so without any gaps. So you'd have it, for example, you started on Monday, so you'd have it on Monday and then Tuesday, and you'd continue to have it consecutively without any missing days. And it mentions that if it's done for a lengthy period of time, it is more beneficial for the eyes, insha'Allah. So that's, mashallah, that's quite easy. Subhanallah. Something easy and tasty. Subhanallah. So those of you who, I think this is like a remedy if somebody's got an issue, but it's also something which will keep your eyes, well. So I think anybody could probably put this into practice. It's a bit of a tasty one as well. I'm tempted.
Domestic, regarding domestic dispute, may Allah Ta'ala make us a happy home, family. I'll give the answer inshallah regarding this. First of all, the main thing is that when we live in together, husband and wife and the rest of the family, they keep smiling at one another. When the husband comes at home, ask him, how was your day? Meaning straight away, if we're going to put something, obviously the person don't know how's his days, obviously being outside. So just keep asking in a smiley way, how's your day? Inshallah, with this as well, your house will be happy. Also, the husband should help with the household courses. Over here, I have plenty of the men seem to think that we don't need to work in the home. But alhamdulillah, this is the sunnah as well. Our Prophet ﷺ used to do help in the house. So we should do as well. So inshallah, in this way, the wife will be happy as well. And this will help with the argument. I will also mention a spiritual cure for this. Recite Ya Wadudu 1001 times upon Lahori salt. After Salatul Jum'ah, with salatu upon the Holy Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa alayhi wasallam 10 times before and 10 times after when you complete the wazifa. So blow on the salt and then mix this salt in your normal salt, or keep this salt in the house, and whenever you make any food, use this salt. Whoever is living in the house, when they're going to eat that food, inshallah with that, they will love each other, they will be happy in the house, inshallah.
Gee, the istikhara for Brother Faisal, alhamdulillah, your istikhara has been performed. The istikhara, the indication of azmaish, of test, there's no evil eye or anything like that. And a spiritual cure for you, Ya Sami'u, Ya Sami'u, Ya Sami'u 100 times. There's no fixed time for this. You can do it any time through the day, but do make it consecutive. So do it on a daily basis, 100 times, Ya Sami'u, Ya Sami'u, Ya Sami'u, with Durood Sharif before and after. And inshallah, may Allah make it easy for you, make this test come to an end soon. You can visit one of your nearest Ruhani Ilaj stall as well, and also gain a taweez for this. Since I've just mentioned in regards to Ruhani Ilaj stall, alhamdulillah, summa alhamdulillah, covering all the major cities throughout the UK, alhamdulillah, there's Ruhani Ilaj stalls for the brothers. Alhamdulillah, there's Ruhani Ilaj stalls also for the sisters, and the sisters' stalls are for the sisters, and the brothers' stalls are for the brothers, alhamdulillah. So you can go and visit Dawat Islami's Ruhani Ilaj stall, and remember that this department, Ruhani Ilaj, all the services are absolutely completely free. From time to time we receive messages where somebody's either gone online and got a number, or they've done a search and they've come up across a number, and the contact number that they've got in touch with was so-called Dawat Islami, and they've asked for £100 or £150 or X amount of money. Somebody's asked. Remember, Dawat Islami's istikhara services, it's Ruhani Ilaj, it's amulets, everything is absolutely free. So if anybody asks you for any money, then that should be a red light, a warning to you that this is not Dawat Islami's services, because Dawat Islami doesn't charge for any of these services. They are totally free. Unfortunately, there are, if you do go onto the internet and you're doing a search in regards to, there are a lot of companies who are misusing either Dawat Islami's logos, or whether it's Dawat Islami's name, etc. In fact, some are even using, it clearly says Dawat Islami's, XYZ department, etc. So do be careful. Remember that, all these services which are from Dawat Islami are totally free. Ji, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I seem to be struggling with my sleep. Even though I am sleeping, it seems like my mind is still awake. So it's like I'm daydreaming type. So because of this, I'm always feeling tired. Is there any cure for this? I think I had a little phase like this morning, because it was so cold, but I wasn't asleep. It seemed like I'm sleeping, but I was so cold, it took so long to warm up that, it seemed like I was asleep, but I could still, I could feel myself cold. So, but that's just like a one-off issue. But here, I think some of these brothers are struggling in regard to this. I've been told that we've got a call. Can I take one call, please?
Muhammad Munibur Rahman Rizvi. I am from Rochdale. I am currently unwell. I've been unwell for the past 2 days and feeling dizziness. I'm asking for a wazifa for this.
Walaikum assalam rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brother Munib Rahman, I got dizziness, quite ill. He's been ill for some time, and he's suffering from dizziness as well. So if you can have something, may Allah grant you a speedy recovery, grant you complete cure, Munib bhai. May Allah grant you blessings as well. Keep patient, inshallah, and inshallah, Dir bhai will have something for us, which we'll mention. And you mentioned Rochdale. Was it Rochdale? I'm sure I heard Rochdale. Yeah. Right. Alhamdulillah, we do have a Ruhani Raj stall in Fazani Madina in Rochdale. So even if you're not feeling well enough to go yourself, maybe some family member could go and get some taweez for you from Fazani Medina Rochdale as well. So bear that in mind as well, and inshallah our Dil Bhai will give us something for this as well, inshallah. So dizziness and illness, so I don't know if you can give them two, maybe there's something separate for dizziness as well. Dil Bhai. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can I please request a wazifa for illnesses? Sometimes when we're not when we're not well, and we go to the doctor and they give us medicine, but it's not always that the medicine seems to be working. So in this instance where we've taken the medicine and we don't seem to be getting any better, so I think Adil Bhai, I'll add to this a little bit. No. So for example, somebody is ill and he's gone to the doctor. I think nowadays you struggle to make a doctor's appointment anyway. So let's talk in reality. So for example, somebody falls ill. They usually wait a few days, and usually takes a few days before you even get through to the doctor. They'll say, ring at this time in the morning, and you'll ring and you'll be on the hold for quite a while. And they'll say, oh, we've run out of appointments, try again tomorrow morning. And so forth. So usually before you can even get an appointment, it does usually take 2-3 days. Even sometimes you might be ill on Monday morning, and by the time you've got through to an appointment, it's like Thursday. So let's talk reality. So eventually you do manage and you make an appointment and you go to see the doctor. He checks you out, gives you some medicine. You take that medicine. It's been 3-4 days, but there's no effect whatsoever. You're still in the same condition. Obviously, you shouldn't give up. Go back and see the doctor again, and maybe he'll prescribe something else. And remember that this is something important to bear in mind, that when you have some kind of symptoms, the doctor is also playing a guessing game as well, because just say, for example, it's a stomach-related problem. Yeah. He'll give you something and it doesn't work, then he'll give you something else. Mm-hmm. And it's with doing tests and looking at you and checking, and according to the questions that you ask and the answers that you give, the doctor plays to some extent a bit of a guessing game as well. Yeah. So it's not necessary that he hits the nail on the head exactly the first time. Just to understand it a little bit. So I would advise, and you should go back to the doctor, and inshallah he'll give you something else, and maybe that would be better. But just for argument's sake, Adil Bhai, you've gone to the doctor, you've got some medicine, you've had that medicine, you've taken it for a few days, 3-4 days, 5 days, etc. Absolutely no effect whatsoever. You're still in the same condition. So I'd advise that person, go back and see a doctor as well. But what would you, as spiritual cures, brother, what are you going to give us in this situation, inshallah? I've added quite a bit on that question, but
inshallah mention it. Hopefully with that, inshallah, Islam brother will be get cured, inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we've got a message here. It's a request for istikhara. Somebody who's always feeling tired and fatigue. Somebody from Manchester. So I'll just mention. So a sister sent in a message from Manchester which we received. Inshallah, we'll do the istikhara and then give you the reply, inshallah. And I'll mention Manchester so you'll know that is your istikhara. And another message which we've received from so brother Yasir has sent in a message, and he's mentioning in regards to some illness that he's facing, and he has been to see his doctor. So this is, maybe brother was listening and he thought I'll send in about my problem as well. Remember, I'll mention his anyway. So brother Yasir sent in a message, and he's mentioned about a problem, inshallah. He sent his mother's name as well. Good. So I will do your istikhara, brother Yasir bhai. But don't worry. I know you've mentioned on here that doctor's saying that there's no cure. But remember that every illness has a cure. Whether we as humans have found that cure or not, that's a different thing. But remember, cure is from Allah. Illnesses are from Allah. Cures are from Allah. Whether humans, doctors, etc. have found cure or not, but there's always a cure for the illness, for every illness. So don't be disheartened, don't worry, have patience, have trust in our Creator Allah Azza wa Jalla. Inshallah Azza wa Jalla, you will get better if it's willed for you to be better, inshallah. So inshallah, we'll do the istikhara, brother Yasir, we'll give you the reply of the istikhara as well, and inshallah Azza wa Jalla will give you a spiritual cure in regards to this as well. So don't lose hope. Jesus, two istikhara requests. Are you ready, Adil bhai? Okay, if you carry on with the spiritual cures, I'll quickly do these istikharas.
Inshallah. Regarding the brother mentioned, obviously he can't sleep, even though he's asleep, but his mind is still running like obviously he's not slept. In our various stages of a life, the amount of sleep we are supposed to have changes. For example, a child should have 12 to 15 hours of sleep. Age 15 to 40, 7 to 8 hours, and 40 plus 6 hours of sleep. Sleep is especially important for our bodies to function correctly with the correct amount of sleep. Mention over here, if you are in between 30 to 40, then you need a 7 to 8 hours sleep at least. But sometimes what we do, obviously we sit down on the phone or on the TV or in the family, we don't keep our time. For that reason as well, sometimes our sleep is not correct. For that reason, we can't sleep at all. But may Allah give you the cure, inshallah Azza wa Jal. Is especially important for our bodies to function correctly with the correct amount of sleep. We feel energized. If we do not, we are tired. As you said, obviously you feel tired and you seem to think that you haven't been slept. If you're not going to sleep in a correct way or correct timing, you're going to feel this all the time. So hopefully with that, as I mentioned, you need at least 7 to 8 hours if you are 30 to 40 years. So try 7 hours at least sleep, inshallah. And if you can't obviously do in the night, then do kalula, which is our Prophet ﷺ used to do it during the day. Kalula says afternoon nap, meaning once you read the Zohar namaz, then try to sleep for a bit, half an hour, 45 minutes, whatever time you get. So if you do the Kalula, if you can, inshallah, with that as well, your tiredness will get cured. And as I mentioned, the sleeping time, I'll mention I quite a lot mention, alhamdulillah, for tawizat, for spiritual cure. We have, alhamdulillah, stalls everywhere. So nearest basta, just go over there and get tawizat. Hopefully with that, inshallah, you will feel better, inshallah.
Subhanallah. Before we move on, I'd just like to mention that it's actually now time for our special segment of the day, which is today's spiritual cure. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Dear viewers of Madani Channel, you're watching Spiritual Cure, and today's spiritual cure is for security of the home, for security for the house. Sayyidina Imam Fakhruddin Razi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi says, whoever's write Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim on the entrance door, meaning main door when we enter. So obviously in the UK we have a doors. In Pakistan obviously we have a door, and then we go quite a lot of land, and then obviously the rooms. But you can write it down on the main door, inshallah. Main gate of his house gets secured from distractions, even if he is a disbeliever only in this word, meaning disbeliever if only in this word. So how high would be the excellence of that Muslim who has inscribed it on his heart's tablets forever? So meaning if he's a non-Muslim's gonna have a written that he will be secured, and then Muslim, alhamdulillah, we're born Muslim. So if we write it down on our main door, inshallah, our house will be secured from any type of harms.
Subhanallah, just a beautiful, mashallah, spiritual cure for today, that we complain about having issues, problems, etc. And here, look, the person who writes Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim and then displays it on his door, he's protected not from not only just destruction, but all types of calamities and problems.
I said, Islam brother who's feeling dizziness and unwell, may Allah cure him from any type of illness if he's got. I'll mention the one wazifa, Ya Salamu 111 times. Read it and blow it on yourself. If you can't do it, then ask someone to read it and blow it to yourself. And this same wazifa you can read it 111 times before and after Durood Pak, blow it on the water and drink it. Inshallah all illness or dizziness will get cured, inshallah.
Subhanallah. I'd just like to mention the replies for the istikharas. The first istikhara request that we received was from a sister from Manchester. And she mentioned in regards to her problem, and she wanted istikhara doing. The istikhara has been performed. The reply in the istikhara came as an indication of evil eye, So this particular spiritual cure that I'm going to mention is for evil eye. Remember, it's for evil eye, and this is for the sister who requested for istikhara from Manchester. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. وَإِنْ يَكَادُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَيُزْلِقُونَكَ بِأَبْصَارِهِمْ لَمَّا سَمِعُوا الذِّكْرَ وَيَقُولُونَ إِنَّهُ لَمَجْنُونَ. I'll repeat it. وَإِنْ يَكَادُ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا لَيُزْلِقُونَكَ بِأَبْصَارِهِمْ لَمَّا سَمِعُوا الذِّكْرَ وَيَقُولُونَ إِنَّهُ لَمَجْنُونَ. Okay, so you recite this just the once, Durood Sharif before and after, and you'll perform them upon the person who is inflicted with evil eye, and inshallah that evil eye will be removed.
Subhanallah.
And the second istikhara request that we had from Brother Yasir, may Allah grant him cure and patience upon the suffering that he's going through. Your istikhara was performed, Brother Yasir, and the indication I was getting was of illness. So it's not that there's evil eye or somebody's done anything. I know all these thoughts do come across the mind, when something's up, then Satan's there as well, and all these whispers go in the mind that, oh, maybe somebody's done something on you, etc., etc., and maybe something's happened, and even that becomes an indication that somebody's done something to you. But no, don't worry. The indication is of illness. May Allah grant you complete cure from this. Don't be disheartened. Have hope in Allah. Inshallah, I will give you a spiritual cure here as well. But I will recommend, do visit your nearest Ruhani Ilaj stall, mention the issue and the problems and whatever symptoms that you're facing, and inshallah, if Allah wills, use the ta'wizat that they give you, and inshallah you will be cured. And in regards to, I was going to say, and if you do get your cart, I will recommend that you get cart amal done, and you can simply do this from home. Either your two options, either you go onto the Dawat Islami website, www.dawatislami.net. Once the homepage opens, if you search for Ruhani Ilaj and click onto Ruhani Ilaj, and you'll see various different options. You need to choose cart. So you want to do cart, so click on cart, a small form will come up, fill your personal details in there and submit it, inshallah, and your cart will be done. And this is a amal which is done to remove, to eradicate certain difficulties, problems, illnesses, etc. Cart can be done for various things, whether it's for personally, whether it's to do with your property, whether it's to do with the land, etc. So it's for living and unliving things as well. This cart amal can be done for almost everything. So do take advantage of this cart amal as well. Inshallah, may Allah grant you cure. And in regards to a spiritual cure, I said I was going to mention to you. So this particular spiritual cure, and I've actually come across this, and this is it seems to be perfect in my mind, because you did mention something about difficult walking. Yeah, you're finding it difficult walking in your message. So this particular spiritual cure in regards to illness is for somebody who's severely ill and is unable to walk around. So that person should recite this. You need to recite this, and it's very simple. Ya Hayyu, Ya Hayyu, Ya Hayyu. This is all you need to recite, and you need to recite it 1,000 times with the Durood Sharif before and after, and then perform them upon yourself. If for any reason that you can't recite this, then get somebody else to recite it, and they can recite and then perform them upon you. Inshallah, if Allah wills, you will be cured. Ji Adil bhai.
Ji labbaik
You had
sab.
something to
Ji, ji. Regarding the person who's saying he's ill, but when they see the doctor and then they seem to think everything is clear. Allah Azza wa Jal is the only one who can cure all illness, as we know, meaning once Allah Azza wa Jal wants say that the person will get cured, inshallah Azza wa Jal. No, as obviously I just mentioned, the doctors will describe medicines, but even with that medicines, the illness does not go away. In the end, result in death, or maybe it's going to be permanently bedridden. I'll mention the one spiritual cure, which is 76 times La ilaha illallah. Write it down on the piece of paper and put it in the water and drink it, or get somebody to tell that, write it down if you can't do it, and then put it in the water and keep drinking it. Inshallah, with that, your all type of illness or any disease will get cured, inshallah.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. I've just received a message. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can I have a spiritual cure for watery eyes? I think it's to do with the weather as well, Adil bhai. Because lately I've noticed, and it's cold, and lately I've felt that I've had watery eyes just through the day. Whether it's the wind coming in that direction, maybe that causes it, but watery eyes is something I've actually felt in the last few days.
I personally experienced that when we are warm and we just sat down in a place a little bit cold coming through, so it goes straight in the eyes first. So then straight away our eyes are slowly,
or the change of temperature, sudden change of temperature.
Yes. Sometimes tiredness as well, because our sleep, obviously, as I mentioned before, our timing is up and down for that reason.
Another message I need to mention as well, Adil bhai. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Can I please request a wazifa for selling my house?
Selling my house, inshallah.
Give a few of them to you together, inshallah. Can I please request another call? I've been told I've got another call. If you can have another call, please.
The wazifa for having good end to have death upon Iman.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. Brother sent in a call requesting a wazifa for a good end. Yani somebody dies with a good end, or dies upon faith.
Yes, I'll mention
somebody needs to die upon faith to have a good end. Or base is that, isn't it? Die upon faith.
Regarding, I'll mention the house one, then I'll find the watery eyes as the wazifa, inshallah. Regarding any house, cars, or any thing you want to sell it, one ayat which is you have to read and blow away on that. Part 13, Surah Yusuf, verse 80, sparrow and blind snake page. You can get this booklet as well, it's mentioned over there as well. Recite the following blessed verse and blow onto your goods or your car, your goods will be sold very quickly. So this para 13, Surah Yusuf, verse 80. So this ayat, read it and blow it on your house, inshallah, your house will get sold very quickly, inshallah.
Just to mention, I've just received a message in regards to 2 istikharas from Brother Muhammad. He sent in a message, he wants istikharas done. Inshallah, we'll do the istikharas, inshallah, and give you the reply. You haven't mentioned for what for, so if you are watching, I'm hoping you are watching because you sent in the message, do mention what you want the istikharas in regards to, please. Just make it a bit easier, jazakallah. Jidil, I'll let you carry on.
Yes, watery eyes, obviously I don't have it, but I'll mention the one wazifa which is for the eyes, inshallah. Hopefully with that, inshallah, if anybody have these issues, will get cured. I'll mention that you need to obviously contact with the nearest Ruhani Ilaj as well, stall, inshallah. They will give some tawizat and wazaifs which is to you need to read it, and hopefully with that, inshallah, your eyesight will be, eye watery problem will get cured, inshallah. Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahimu, Ya Allahu, Ya Salamu. 41 times with salat on Nabi sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, once before and one after. And then taking water in both hands, meaning obviously you're going to put it water a little bit in the bowl or wherever you can get easily. Read this 41 times, Ya Rahmanu, Ya Rahimu, Ya Allahu, Ya Salamu. And Durood Pak before and after, blow on the water and then rub that water on your eyes. Inshallah, if your eyes are weak, that's why the water comes through, or if any other issues with your eyes, inshallah, you will get cured with this. Yes, last one, Islamic Brothers call, which is Alhamdulillah, it's really a beautiful thought that end with Iman. So our Amir Ahl Sunnah Damat Barakatum Aliyah mentioned quite a lot of times in Madani Muzakaras in different times, read Durood Pak as much as you can. So once you obviously get used to in this, inshallah, you will get end in an Iman, inshallah. With Durood Pak we get quite a lot of blessings, alhamdulillah. So keep trying to read, recite Durood Pak as much as you can. Yes, sir.
Subhanallah. So in regards to watery eyes, I've got something here for you, Adil bhai. Where you recite Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim 3 times after every salah, blow upon your fingers and then rub them over your eyes. So Bismillah, after each salah, recite Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Blow upon your fingers and then rub them over your eyes, inshallah. And continue this, inshallah. This will also, any type of illness, eye illnesses. So, mashallah, the benefit of this, we read namaz anyway. And look how quickly, how many seconds will it take just to do this? Matter of seconds. And look at the beauty of this spiritual cure. It mentions that do this practice, you practice it throughout your life. And inshallah, eyesight weakness. So if eye has gone weak, even that will go away. And further, any type of problem like watery eyes and in fact, to the extent that if somebody has eye cataract, even that will be cured. Subhanallah. Then further on it says any eye disease. Subhanallah. So this is something that we small effort, but alhamdulillah, beautiful remedy. So we can do this even if you're not facing any problem, inshallah.
I'll make it tonight,
Subhanallah. So I requested, okay. So in regards to the istikhara request, Brother Muhammad mentioned, so the istikharas have been done in regards to, have you got another? Okay. So you're all clear. Okay, so in regards to the istikhara for their sons, Brother Muhammad sent in a message. So the istikhara have been done for both of your sons. The indication for Mubashir has come as an indication of test. So there's no evil eye, no nothing wrong, just a test from Allah Azza wa Jal. And in Mudarsa's istikhara reply, it's an indication of evil eye. Evil eye. So in regards to this, inshallah Azza wa Jal, for evil eye, a spiritual cure in regards to this, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, La ilaha illallah, 60 times, inshallah, Durood Sharif before and after, and perform them, and inshallah, the evil eye will be removed. And in regards to the Azmaish, Ya Wakilu, Ya Wakilu, Ya Wakilu, 3 times after Asr Salah, inshallah, and the continue this on a daily basis, inshallah, and if Allah wills, inshallah, the Azmaish will come to an end soon. There's a request for Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum
assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Request to find a job. And whilst we're waiting, Adil is taking that, can we have the, I've been told we've got one more call. So can we take the last call now as well, please?
Any wazifa for concentration during studying?
Subhanallah, inshallah. So wazifa for concentration during study. Concentration during study. I think there's some tips as well. I mean, inshallah, Adil will give us a spiritual cure in regards to this as well, but some tips or some things which we can do ourselves. First of all, when you're about to study, then try to sit in a separate room from where, like for example, you've got the living room and then you've got a separate room. Well, if you're going to sit in the living room and you're going to try to study there or try to concentrate, then obviously it's going to be disturbance, because maybe other siblings, etc., or the family members and etc., and whatever activities they're doing is going to disturb you. So first of all, you need to maybe get a separate room if it's possible, and sit in a separate environment. So that's like the first thing. Then other things which you can do is, for example, be in a state of ablution, sit in an elevated place, depends on what you're studying. So if it's something, a religious book, or if it's the Holy Quran, or books of ahadith or things like this, so then sit in an elevated position. Something else which some of these things are etiquettes and some are sunnah, like for example, sit facing the qibla. So these few things that you can actually do yourself, and then inshallah Dilbai will also give us some spiritual cure in regards to it as well, inshallah. G, concentration. I was in the middle of writing and then I carried on. G, I think I've got a few more messages, inshallah. I've given the istikhara replies. Yes, they have been done. G, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I have a friend who suffers from lisp. Can you please advise if there's any spiritual cure for this?
I'll quickly mention, I have one wazifa for job. Somebody's asking, obviously, wazifa for spiritual cure for job. Offer 2 rakat salah on non-mukruh times. After performing salam, recite Ya Latifu, Ya Latifu, Ya Latifu 182 times before and after Durood Pak once, and then make dua, inshallah, whatever desired job you wanted, inshallah, you will get that job. 2 rakat nafil, non-mukruh times, 182 times Ya Latifu before and after Durood Pak.
Non-mukruh time. So what if I'll help the viewers, or maybe somebody is watching and they're not sure when these dislike times are. Makruh times are the dislike times.
Dislike times. Alhamdulillah, Dawah Islami's application, which is for a namaz application, Alhamdulillah, is mentioned over there, the when is non-mukruh time starts and when is finished. So you can check it from there as well. If no, then you can sit down with the Imam Sahib and they will inshallah mention as well what's the non-mukruh time.
MashaAllah, Dilba has mentioned, if you don't already have prayer times downloaded, then alhamdulillah, Dawat Islam is prayer time app. It doesn't matter which type of mobile device that you're using, it's available on both of them. So do go onto your the app store and download prayer times Dawat Islami. Alhamdulillah, it's got many features in there. Doesn't matter wherever you travel, you can just click the location and it'll bring up the times for where that particular. For example, you've gone from here and you're in Birmingham, for example, and you just click the location and it'll pick your location up and it'll give you your times according to where you are at that moment in time. But as well as that, there's many other features on there. You can set up alarms. I know sometimes you go to the masjid and your phone rings at the wrong time. Somebody's ringing you at that time. You can actually set it so the phone goes to silent itself on them namaz times. You can set personal alarms on there where for namaz beginning, as soon as the namaz begins, it gives you an indication, and the reason why I'm going into this is because I wanted to mention, which is something relating to our department as well, alhamdulillah, that on the actual same particular prayer time app, you've also got an icon at the bottom which says Ruhani Ilaj, and you click on the Ruhani Ilaj and you get a list of 40 spiritual cures. There are 40 spiritual cures, and whether you're somebody who is a reader of English or whether it's a reader of Urdu, alhamdulillah, the Ruhani Ilaj, the 40 spiritual cures are present there as well. So you can take advantage of that as well. Obviously there's a Qibla direction and so forth. And I'll stop there because I could go on and on, but do download this particular prayer app. Unfortunately, it does bring us to the end. Have you got that list for Wazifa quickly, and then we'll
know the list one, but the study one I had.
The
study one. The student obviously asking for the study. Alhamdulillah, we have a Wazifa which is Amir Ahl Sunnat. Alhamdulillah, mentioned every single book before you reading. They recite this dua. Allahumma aftah alayna hikmataka wa anshur alayna rahmataka ya dhal jalali wal ikram. So before you doing study, just sit down, recite this, and then as obviously as I mentioned, try to sit in a place where you can memorize everything wherever you want it, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, salatu wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursaleen, jazallahu anna Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammadin sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam, ma huwa ahlu ya Allah Azza wa Jal, those viewers of Madani Channel who have sent in their messages, requests for istikharas, requests for spiritual cures. Ya Allah will grant them blessings. Ya Allah, those who are ill, grant them cure from them illnesses. Those who are looking for jobs, struggling for jobs, grant them ease in their sustenance, grant them blessings in their sustenance, grant them ease in finding a job, grant them a job which is sufficient for them and for their households. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, those who are ill, grant them cure. Those who are struggling financially, grant them help from the unseen. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, grant us death with Iman in the beautiful city of Medina. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, accept all our du'as, accept all our lawful du'as. Grant us what we've asked for and grant us what we haven't asked for and it's in our favor. Ameen bijahi Nabil Ameen sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam bihaqqi la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the program. In fact, we've pinched a couple of minutes. May Allah forgive us. Jazakallahu khairah for joining us. Join us next week, same time, same place, only on Madani Channel. Sallu ala al-Habib sallallahu ala Muhammad.
May Allah heal you from whatever pain you are suffering from. May Allah heal you from whatever pain you are suffering from.